Hi there guys, Barry from Copper vs Glass here, and today I'm going to be doing something you'd usually see Michael doing, and that is looking at cases and protection for your phones and tablets. So I'm going to be looking of course here at my Nexus 4, which is my lovely phone and I love it to pieces. But of course it's cladded with glass, so back and front, and the last thing you want to do is scratch it or get it damaged. So we're going to be looking at two ways in which we can protect our Nexus 4 today. The first one is going to be of course screen protectors. Screen protectors are pretty much an essential thing for phones these days. I highly suggest that if you don't have one, you should get one, because I guarantee you no matter how much you take care of your phone, your screen will get scratched in some way, and trust me, you don't want to get it scratched because when you come to sell it, you want it to be in as mint condition as you possibly can. So on my Nexus 4 we've got two types of screen protectors. We've got one for of course the front, and we've got one for the back. Now I got these from a company called atFoliX. Now you may have heard of them before. Every time I've got something from them, it always seems to come from Germany, so whether or not they're a European make, I don't know, but as you can see here it looks like it's all got German writing on it. Now I got a special deal. I got it from Amazon because it seems to be the place to get the cheapest type of screen protectors, and I got two types. I got 3 sets of glossy and I got 3 sets of matte, so that's 6 protectors in total. I got 3 glossy for the front, 3 glossy for the back, and I got 3 matte for the front and 3 matte for the back. So that's 3 sets of each, 6 sets in fact. So I'm going to be looking at which ones I put on where and why. So if I move this to one side, let's first of all take a look at the back. The back of the Nexus 4 of course is nice and flat. It's got a big piece of glass on it, and of course you've got the speaker at the bottom and you've got the camera at the top. And it's got the kind of weird disco ball pattern on it. The reason I put the matte on the back is just because it gives it a slightly nicer finish, and I think it just looks really nice and it fits really well. On the front however, I did actually put the glossy one on it, and you can see it showing up my fingerprints there. The reason why I put the glossy one on there is because the matte one gives the display a very, very speckly finish, which actually takes away from the high definition screen, which of course is 720 on this device. The only downside, however, as you can see here compared to the matte, is that it shows up fingerprints quite a lot, and especially when you put it up to your ear to make a phone call, whoever does that anymore, you get sort of the greasy ear mark on the phone, which you have to smudge off after every phone call. So the downside to the glossy is that it gets very dirty, but the upside is that when it is clean, it greatly keeps the picture quality intact. Now of course, the screen protector on the back, it's very easy to cover all of the ports and the holes because they're very standard. On the front however, of course we've got the ports up the top here. Now as you can see, it's got cutouts for the sort of light sensors on the corner here. It's also got the speaker enclosure up the top and the camera cut out as well, so you can see the kind of arced shape it takes around the top there. And it leaves of course the sides exposed because the sides of the phone actually slope downwards, so it can't go right to the very edge. And at the bottom you can see as well it stops short of the bottom of the phone as well. But all in all, I highly suggest getting screen protectors for your Nexus 4 or any phone in fact, especially because you've got the back exposed glass and of course you've got the front glass as well. Now of course screen protectors are only one way in which you can protect your phone. There's another way which is very popular too, and that is cases. Now thanks to my generous friend at work who previously had a Nexus 4 that doesn't anymore, he had a case lying around for his old Nexus 4, so kudos to atFoliX, and I'll put his link in the description so you can have a look at his Twitter page. But he kindly gave me his Incipio case. Now Incipio are a brand that you're probably aware of, and I'm sure Michael is as well, and they do fairly nice cases. This is the Incipio feather case for the Nexus 4, and it's your very generic sort of snap-on plastic case. As you can see, it's got ports for the speaker and the camera. If we turn it around, we've got the lock button on the side, and on the left side we've got the volume button cut out as well. Let's go ahead and put our Nexus 4 into it now. And you can see that it fits very, very well. It kind of clips in and it gives you these nice sort of borders around the side, which is quite nice. You can see there that you've got the volume buttons. On the back you've got the camera and the speaker. You've got the little Incipio logo at the bottom there. Of course you've got the lock on the right. Now the downside to a case like this is that while it does give quite good protection for the back and the sides, it completely leaves the bottom of the phone exposed, as you can see here. Now that's okay. If I was to drop it on the side or the back, it's probably going to be okay. But if I drop it on its face, because there isn't too much of a lip around the edge, it probably is still going to contact the glass on the front, and especially on the bottom there's no protection at all. So this is a very, very light protection case. However, I still suggest having something on here because you probably are going to drop your phone at some point, and it's better to have some protection on here. The only downside to having cases on something like the Nexus 4 is that it really makes you realise how wide the device is. So for example, when I hold the device just normally in my hand, even just the very slight thickness of the case makes the phone feel a lot wider than it actually is. But the Nexus 4 I think has always been renowned for being a very sort of squared off phone. But anyway, screen protectors and a case are a must-have for any smartphone. I highly suggest it. So this is the atFoliX screen protector. We've got the glossy on the front and the matte on the back, and we've got the Incipio feather case for the Nexus 4. This is Barry from Copper vs Glass, and I'll catch you guys later.